Entrepreneurs. Hope that you're having a fantabulous day. Just wanted to do a behind the scenes look into just my editing process and what it looks like. This is not uh, per se a tutorial on editing, but just more so, again, like some just behind the scenes of what the process looks like for me. And then also, because I've had issues with live streaming, not live streaming, but with the video footage that I did today, just trying to do these videos, it felt like nothing was going the way I wanted it to go. And so what I've decided to do is just kind of use it as a teachable moment. Not sure if I'll keep this footage going or if I will eventually unlist it. But again, so many things went wrong with the videos that I recorded today. Figured it'd be a little bit of a teachable moment and helpful for those that ask me and send me DMs about editing videos. And so all I've done thus far is feel like I botched the recording of the videos and then seeing how to like fix and recover and put those together. So if you guys have questions, you can definitely ask while I'm live. Again, I'm not sure how long I'll be live for as I'm going through this process, but again, it's just one of those days like everything kind of went wrong in the recording. So it's like, how can you fix it or kind of pull it together still? So hopefully some of that helps, especially if you're new to recording videos and stuff like that. So Desiree Martinez, good to see you. Glad you're here. Saying, I literally have never thought to do a live stream of watch me do what I do. Oh yeah, I've done this before. It's been a while, but I've done where I've done like a watch me edit kind of a deal. I may unlist it or may just kind of put it off into a playlist, but we'll see. Dr. ELO saying hello, good to see you. Glad that you are here and saying get it, girl. All right, so Theme Park Delight, good to see you. Glad you're here. Again, just real chill session here. Nothing special. Again, just going over to edit and try to salvage a video recording because it like nothing kind of went right. The battery died, so I had a whole actually recorded it well, and then like my wireless unit, the battery just went out on the transmitter, so the mic in the system that was on me literally had no audio. And because you're looking at the lens, you don't see that, and I'm just like, so you just got a whole video, no audio. All right, fine, we'll do it. And then just like I said, plenty of stuff, so you may see that as I'm editing. So let's just go over to Final Cut Pro 10. If you guys have questions, I can try to answer those along the way as well, but I'm not just sitting here ignoring you. So like I said, ask questions or what have you. So let us go over to, should be able to see Final Cut. Actually, let me change my camera to me. Yeah, so this should be right, I think, for what I was trying to do. Or was it this one? No, it's not. It's this one. All right. So again, if you guys have questions, all I've done is drag my footage in, and I'm just getting ready to start editing. So once I bring in my stuff, probably put me somewhere there maybe. So what happened was, while I was editing stuff, it was just an issue with, like, I have all these recorded clips. Some of it is like the B-roll and showing that, so I'll try to do that ahead of time. And then because it's only a short video, I'm not going to worry about listing certain things or whatever. But like I said, so much was going wrong, and so this was a shot. I just needed the audio because, like I said, it was a bunch of stuff. So let's do the first video, which was on the Sony ZV-1 with live streaming. So part of that should be on here, recorded from the computer, and then another part should be pulled in from the SD card. So let me try to pull this up on my other screen so I can see my files and see if I need to drag anything else in from the memory card. And so if you have a Sony camera, you don't go to the DCIM like the Canon. You got to go to M4 root, then clip, and then you get all the stuff. And I still got some older footage on here from when I was traveling and stuff like that. So mostly the B-roll, and then the other stuff, yeah, so it's just mostly the B-roll on the card, so that should be fine. Saying 3 lives in 2 days. I can't handle it. Me neither. That's probably why I screwed up so much today. It just completely zonked this fine day. All right. So again, if y'all have questions in the meantime, let me know. So what I need to find right now is the footage. I'm thinking that's on the right memory card. If it's, I don't think I switched memory cards. But that was part of the hell. it's like needing to swap stuff. All right, so that's more B-roll that I don't need. I just need to find my main clips from the camera. I almost think oh, please tell me I recorded that. It's like I cannot handle no more screw ups today. Alright, so that's just the B-roll. 38. 38. Alright. So that's pretty much it. Alright, well, if I can't find what I need there, I'll start with what I do have, and we'll go through this. Am I for live streaming? Okay. Alright, so no. The footage I'm looking for, I think it might be... I'll just do this other video. It's not the one I intended to do. But yeah, so let's see. Let's just see where we are. See where we are on audio levels, so it should be still good. Okay. Alright, cool. Yeah, I had to test the audio levels for geez Louise. It's easy to swap out the lenses to get better quality, but if you're using so I'll speed up the audio because I know what I said. And it's like one of those things where your ears and your brain kind of processes it a little bit better than what you do. Is this speaking? Nope, it's just me sorting through things, having it fit. Not what I wanted to do. Where's the... Okay, so I'm missing footage right now, which is the one from the ZV-1. Not from the ZV-1, from the A6600. So it should have been after the B-roll. So that might be... I'm being a little loony. Okay, so that's the second... Most of the second video stuff. And that might be... I don't think it's on the second card. Is it just... Sometimes that happens if you don't format the card. You're just kind of recording. So this is where... Like I said, I was missing stuff. If you don't format your memory card, and I was just like trying to rush. Like I got stuff that's down here. These were recorded first, and then so the naming schemes get off. So that's why I'm kind of flipping a bit. That's I'm like, I know I recorded that stuff. All right, so I'm drag these in. Now I can live my life a little bit better. And so again, like I said, just kind of trying to rush through it. It does not work out in the end. And I learned my lesson every single time. But I did want to get rid of the footage on the card. And I felt like finding a new card. So it's just kind of like, again, salvaging stuff from before. Okay, not that one. And I always try to make space to edit right after I'm done with the video. Because what happens is, if you go too many weeks in advance, it just sucks. When you talk about like trying to remember what you said and what you did and stuff like that. So I just did my YouTube live trying to edit with the YouTube editor. Only the video file is coming up. Yeah, I don't use the YouTube editor. I just use the editing that I'm doing. Say my memory card got full. Recorded at SeaWorld Thursday. Lesson learned. Empty the card before. Yep. I just bring extra cards every single time. So I think this was the video. As you can see, no freaking audio. This was another one. So that was nothing. So that I got 5 in there already, I think. Nope. So it doesn't look like everything imported. So that one's trash. I don't need that one. That's from before. Don't need that one. 7, that's in there. 8 is in there. 9 is in there. 10 might be what I need. This is why I format the cards and just try to use a new card. But that's what screwed me over. But, all right. Oh, my Lord. Do not tell me. Oh. The whole video is trash. I knew I should have checked the audio. Oh, my Lord. Okay, that means we're just editing the second video. Do y'all hear that? It sounds like... Oh, so you're not getting kind of... Jesus, Lord have mercy in heaven. So what happened was, with me getting pissed off with everything going awry, I decided to run and charge the camera, the wireless device, have all those cords touching, check nothing, don't check the audio. So that means that file is completely screwed. So that is a video I will have to re-record. Ugh. Moving on, video number 2. I'm not even wasting time on a new project. What was it, like ZV1 versus interchangeable lens cameras. Whew, Father in heaven. That's why having a headphone jack on your camera matters so much. However, you gotta use it though too. And I was just like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It wasn't. Next video, which would be this one. So let's just bring this down to the timeline. Whew. So don't need that. So this is trash. Nothing else at the end of here, I don't think. Yeah, so all that's just extra. That's alright, I'll re-record that tonight. All that. That's why headphone jacks are essential out here in these streets. Be using like software like Ecamm Live. Today we're alright, add a compressor on there. Oh, I could punch myself in the throat. Punch a duck. That is why in my life I just need to slow down and speed up. Add this compressor on here. Boost the audio a little bit. I always check the audio before I check the video stuff. Because again, if the audio is screwed, everything else is screwed. Yeah, so chocolate twist yoga something. No. It's like that, you know, you win some, you lose some, and then you learn some. All right, so check my audio levels. It's very minimal difference, nothing that's super noticeable to anybody, and especially if you're using Wi-Fi. All right, so bring this audio up a little bit more. It kind of doesn't matter. But right now, and that's the thing, it's like you get up, you go make coffee, you go sit back down, and it's just like that little bit of checking it before. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, this one was fine. Surely the second video should be fine, and it's not. And it just sucks because, you know, so it's like it is what it is. I just want to make sure my levels are. And what we found on the Canon camera before. All right, so audio levels are where they should be. Since this one was on the ZV1, it's already standard. Just don't like how saturated that is. So maybe bring that down. A smidge. Otherwise, it's alright. It's a bit much. Yeah, it's not much, but just bring that down a smidge. Shadows are a little dark. Really don't want to adjust it too much. We'll see. Might leave it just so they can see how it is straight out of camera. All right, time to get to work. Screw the other video. Fix it later. And so I know I did some couple takes and a couple screw ups, and then let's see here. So when you have a camera like the Sony a6600, I just want to at this point take out the parts that are like I know I don't like. So right now we're looking at the image for the Sony ZV-1. All right. How do I want to say this? Yep, so. What? No. All right, yep. So this question often comes up when it comes to light. So no, I don't want that part at the end. How did I end this one? It'd be still good. Is it here? For live streaming. Let's get into it. All right, boom. So get rid of that. Get rid of this. Alrighty. So when you have a camera like, alright. So let me cut in here. What I usually do is come right up to the breathing. So when you hit play, it's not like
So when you have
that weirdo face. So I'll just bring that in. Right up about there.
So when you have a camera like the Sony a6600, so when you have a camera like the Sony,
I'll just put a marker here, B-roll as a reminder. A6600.
Sony a6600, it's easy to swap out the lenses to get better quality.
So lenses, B-roll.
To get better quality. But if you're using something like the Sony ZV-1, is it better?
Right.
Sony ZV.
B-roll. ZV-1. And I'll show y'all how I use that specifically, like why I'm not adding the B-roll there. I'm just making notes to myself at this point of what I want to put before I actually get started.
Is it better to live stream in HDMI using a camera? ZV-1, is it better to live stream in HDMI? HDMI.
B-roll, HDMI.
Using a capture card, or to use USB.
Or do I want to use Cam Link?
Using like software like eCam Live.
Let's do B-roll, eCam Live, screenshot.
Today we're going to be comparing the two images and which one I think looks better for live streaming.
Punch in. The thing that kind of pissed me off about screwing up the other video is like, because in I'm a thinker, like, so I'll ponder on a video and make notes on it and stuff like that before I actually do it. And so when I'm sitting down, I just have like my bullet points of what I need to say and how I want to say it and stuff like that. And from there, what I'll do is I'm just doing what I saw in my head, essentially. From there, it's like when I'm editing, I'm just putting together those pieces of what I saw or what I think it should be like. That more or less at this point is just kind of fitting my thing of what I'm doing. Like it's, you know what I'm saying, I know I want to do this, have the B-roll, kind of roll like this, go into the intro. And then it's like detach the audio, because I know how I'm going to do that. So
it looks better for live streaming. Let's get into it. So this question often comes.
All right, so I can put my lower third. Yeah, no, I don't need it to be at the end, actually. I'm going to do what I did. What is it? W-E, what's the other one? I pinned it to the top. Q, yeah.
So this question often comes up when it comes to live streaming on software only, using the USB method for live streaming.
All right, so that's fine. Adam saying, hi Dan, hope you're well. Sorry I missed your live stream yesterday. No excuses, Adam. I expected to see you there. No, just kidding. Good to see you. Say, do you batch record or just record, edit, post? Depends on the mood, kind of. I always have a list of video ideas of what I'm doing next. But if something takes precedence, like something's more primary, if it winds up being an issue, just like when COVID happened, literally every video idea went straight to the trash, because it's like, who cares about whatever you're finna talk about? I need help trying to live stream. And so like, even if I have batch recorded something, I'll dump all of that if the needs of the community is something other than what I had planned. So I try to batch record. I've been doing more smaller batches just because it is for me to record, edit, and upload in the same day. Because it don't take me long to edit. If I have days like today, it's really weird. And it's just like, I know to stop versus keep going. But I'm like, I can do it. And it's like, I can do one today. Because I screwed up the other one. The audio's all jacked.
It up. Plenty of ways that would, no.
Yeah, so I'm gonna screw that part. All right, so let's see where
the
I need
speed
to cut.
method for live streaming on various cameras, or when it comes to HDMI. And what we found on the Canon camera before was that like on the M50, it's very minimal difference, nothing that's super.
All right, so I want to do
Like on the M50, it's very minimal.
B-roll. I want to do the M50 HDMI versus USB.
Minimal difference, nothing that's super noticeable to anybody, and especially if you're using Wi-Fi, it kind of doesn't matter.
All right, probably punch in here, punch in.
But right now we're looking at the HDMI image coming straight out of the Sony ZV-1. This is even using the standard picture profile going into actual my computer. So you don't need anything special using the Elgato Cam Link. You're hooking it up. Plenty of.
All right, so somewhere in there it gets.
So right now we're looking at the.
All right, so where does that?
My image coming straight out. By it kind of doesn't matter. But right now.
All right, so right here. What's this? No, so we don't need that now. All right, and I'm gonna need an eCam clip. I know. For one of these. That's not it. I think this one might be it. The third one. All right. Larry saying, you're so dope. Did you go to school for this? Yes, I went to YouTube University. About how many will you do in a batch on a good day? It just depends. I mean, I have to have clarity in my mind first on the videos first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to know what I'm doing first. If I don't, I'm just trying to wing it at that point. Today, like I said, I didn't do my pre-check list of things that I usually do, which is like make sure all my batteries are charged the night before, make sure all the wireless devices are charged before. What I didn't expect was the battery to die sooner than it did on the wireless devices today. Because I know I had battery life, I barely used it. I thought. And so wound up being I used it more than I expected, left it on longer than I expected previously. So that did me in. Otherwise, I'd have another usable video. But how many can I do? I've done a course in a day, and that was literally from like 8 to 1, straight up all videos, just like lists, but it's well thought out, well planned out on paper. I have my bullet points. I know exactly, like I've mentally got it in my mind for what I want to do. And that's the biggest thing for me. Like, you got to know how you learn. You got to know how you operate, I think, best. And for me, it's like I know I'm a mentally, visually person kind of a thing. I have to mentally see myself like, this is how I want it to be. This is how I want it to do. This is the vibe I want it to have, and then go from there. Because if I don't, then I'm just trying to wing it, and that doesn't work. Unless it's like a tips video and I know the tip or whatever, then I can sit down. Most of the last several videos, like the last 20 videos or something, have been shot, recorded, and edited pretty much in the same day. So it just depends.
To HDMI. And what we found on the Canon camera before was that like on the M50, it's very minimal difference, nothing that's super noticeable to anybody, and especially if you're using Wi-Fi, it kind of doesn't matter. So right now we're looking at the image for the Sony ZV-1 straight out of the camera using the standard picture profile, so it's not graded or anything.
Let's see if I have some B-roll to coincide with that. I think that's old footage. Nope, that's for that one. Nope, that's for that one. Nope. 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 I think that's the one to go with my other clip, so clip 7. Alright, so maybe I'll do some B-roll.
Your picture profile, so
B-roll, maybe. ZV-1 screen.
Standard picture profile, so it's not graded or anything like that. And this is the same position that I had before when I was using my Sony a6600 at my Sony a60.
So I can at least use the footage from before, a6600, that I screwed up the audio on.
Give you a hinge like you would have on some of the other cameras to actually.
So I'll just Yeah, I'll use this one because that's the one that didn't have no audio. Yeah, I missed it before. If you just getting on here, um, saying I like your robotic voice. uh, all right, let me try to catch up on some of these questions, comments, things like that. Saying I'm new to all of this, but I'm gonna watch all of your videos to learn more about editing. I'm just really starting to get more into editing, tutorials, tips, and stuff like that. So if y'all have any specifics, just let me know. All right, so I want to grade this one. I want to do a let. Nope, not what I meant to do. Crap. Didn't mean to do that either. Okay. It's a bit much. I think I'm gonna go with this one. What else? Adam saying I'm taking Sean's course in Vegas seminar meetup virtual live. Come up with the idea. My niche is reselling. Okay. Almost bought the Boya BYM1 today. eBay coupon. I don't like the Boya. I have the Boya in a drawer that I just do not use. I've had it for 4 years now, I think, just about. It's blue. Alright. Yeah, I've had it for about 4 years now, whatever. I just cord too long. It's just not my cup of tea. Let's see here. Alright. Let's go here. Alright. Seems like a lot of you YouTube experts recommend batch recording to be productive. Yes, because most of the time, if you're new to recording videos in general, you need a system. You can only float and flex kind of like recording again. Like I can get up at 7, 8 in the morning and just like, I want to record a video on this and sit down and do it, publish, edit, and do that. And that's like after doing hundreds and hundreds of videos, because you have a system developed for yourself. You know, kind of like how you want to move. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of have it pictured in your mind for what you want to do. Most of the time, if you're new and stuff like that, you got so many things going. When you get a flow and a way of doing it, you need to stay in that flow and doing it. Like I did it today, and it's like, I know I'm hungry. I know I want a fresh pot of coffee, but I need to eat first. So like, I know my triggers too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like, I can do 2 videos, then I need to go eat, and then chill a little bit after eat, and then I can record some more if I feel like it. But I literally, like I said, get up 7, 8 in the morning, record some videos, and I'm good to go. So last time was 4, and like I do 4 in an hour, and I'm done, and I'm off to editing or something like that. Get that video done about 30, 40 minutes or something like that, depending on what the video is, and how complex it is or how long it is. Obviously, an hour-long video don't take 20, 30 minutes, but
that I had before when I was using my Sony a6600 at 16 millimeters f1.4. Only thing is this one is at f1.8. And if that sounds a little foreign to you, it just means the background is f1.8. And if that sounds a little foreign to you, it just means the background is a little bit blurry, the image gets a little bit brighter. But when it comes to live streaming,
somebody asked, what am I doing to speed up? That's the letter L on the keyboard. So you got J, K, and L. So you can go J and hit it again if you need to go back double speed. You can hit K to pause.
If that sounds a little foreign to you, it just means the background is a little blurry.
And you hit L to go fast forward, and then fast forward double time again. And it's just, again, that's why I said it's easy to record, easy for me to record, no matter how many videos it is, edit those videos, and then do it. Because, again, I'm going off of the clarity that I have and I knowing what I just said and what I messed up versus if giving a month to 1 or 2 weeks trying to come back to this and it's just like, oh, what did I say? Where did I? It's just extra work. It takes too long.
1.4. The thing is, this one is at f1.8. And if that sounds a little foreign to you, it just means the background is a little bit blurry. And if that sounds a little foreign, only thing is this one is at f1.8.
So B-roll. And I'll probably do, or f1.4. I'm probably gonna stop and then eat, and then add the B-roll clips and stuff like that. But more or less get the major stuff done, because then all I gotta do is come in here to index, go to the tags section or whatever, and then I can go to B-roll lenses, add it, go to B-roll ZV1, add it, go to the punch in if I want to punch in and do that there. That marker here is already done because I got my DG lower thirds there, the B-roll for the M50, and I just add those in and I'm good to go. So it's like the thinking part of it, I'm just dragging and dropping it at that point. It's done though.
It's at f1.8. And if that sounds a little foreign to you, it just means the background is a little bit blurry, the image gets a little bit brighter. But when it comes to live streaming, if you're going to be doing something like this via HDMI, this is the image that you can expect out of it. And sometimes people say that the image out of USB looks worse, significantly worse, and so they opt for this method solely off quality. And I don't think that's really the case. So let's switch over to USB only using Ecamm Live, because their imaging software for Sony that they released actually is not available for Mac, so I would need a PC to test that. So let's use Ecamm Live using the PC, or not PC, but using the USB, using the PC, or let's use Ecamm Live using the PC, or not PC, but using the
Let's see here.
Live using the USB method. So let's switch over.
All right. And coming from a music background, as long as you're in the same kind of like pitch when you're talking, you can kind of fake, like I'll probably add in some B-roll to cover that little bit of a jump, but it's really not much.
Live using the USB method.
Like you can see the jump, but not by much.
Let's use Ecamm Live using the USB method.
But the audio thing is what's kind of more important. And then what I'll do is come in here and smidgenly move that just a bit. Like barely.
Using the USB.
Just so it's not using the by the time it comes in kind of a deal.
Using the USB method. So let's switch over.
All right. So now I think that was like the Ecamm clip 3. Let's bring this down. All right. Or is that one the one that needs? I think so. Yeah.
You want to go to?
Yep. Take that back out. So I need to. So what I had to do was, because you don't get audio via USB, since I had my A6600 there, I decided to go ahead and just pipe the audio in there. And I'm like, well, I got to get footage from the camera anyway. So what I will do, I think that was like clip 1 or 3 or something like that. One of these. No. One of these got my audio. So I was like, I'll just pull the audio from there and let the camera sit. I think it's like this one.
All right, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1.
Yep. So I'm going to create a synchronized clip so that the audio, because I don't need any footage from there. ZV-1 USB. And so I'll let that automatically sync up the audio for me so I don't have to, which is why it pays to pay for better software. Because like, how much time would you spend trying to figure that out for yourself? I ain't about that life. Or do I want to do, you know what, I'm going to do, I don't know why I like multicam clip versus the what's the name of one, but I just do. And I think maybe I have a salvageable one for that video too, so I'll see about that. So 7, and then the third one. the multicam clip is just kind of like easier. ZV1 USB. For me to switch if something happens. And that's good for editing podcasts and stuff like that too. Alright, so now I want to add this in. Scroll back up to the front. Don't need that. Alright, and then copy and paste the audio. I don't need none of the video effects. Take the audio. And that might be a smidgen loud. Just bring that down a tick. Let's see where we at.
We are on this.
Nope, that's why that's loud like that. It should be that one.
Alright, so
nope. This might not need. What was it? The ZV1 needed this. Maybe the preamps are a little different. So let me take that off. Take that back. Let's see where we are. No, I don't need that. And that might be it. So help me, if I don't have audio on that second part, I will punch a duck. I'm not even kidding. Shoot. Spend the whole evening re-recording. Alright. Let's see, it's been a minute since I've been over comments. Let's see. The thing that stresses me out in Final Cut is the disc full all the time. Thinking to switch for more 9. That doesn't have anything to do with the editing software. Computers are not built to... it's rendering footage, it's saving stuff, it's backing stuff up. So your files aren't the 3 or 4 gigabytes that maybe this video would be. So you're dumping a bunch of stuff to your hard drive. You need a external hard drive. Something like this here. The Samsung, which let me switch to the other camera real quick. You need something like this. External SSD, and write to this. So I'm editing, I got 2 of these hooked up to my computer with different Final Cut Pro libraries, so it's not bogging down my computer. My computer really don't have to do anything. It's just going to the external hard drive, and then if you need to clear that stuff off, you go up here to File, delete the generated clips and stuff like that, and that'll help clear that off. But these are libraries. I got 3 different libraries. My computer, I don't care how many it has, storage wise, you shouldn't be editing on your actual computer. You should be editing off of not one of the HDDs, but an SSD external hard drive. Otherwise, it sucks.
Yeah, Mac.
Nope, something's off.
Alright, so here.
Oh, is that not the right one? I will punch a duck, so help me. Alright, something's off. Alright, so not that one. It's gotta be. Alright, so here we are on
Alright, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1 using USB.
I wonder if 7 is the right one.
Also, one of the cool things about this.
Alright, so we'll do 7 and 8. Oh, okay, and 9.
Cameras, the only thing that
So I'll just do 7, 8, and 9. Let it sort through that. So I know it's 7, 8, and 9. So I'll let it sort through the rest of that on its own. I know it's I will take the last 2 of these, let it pick through 7, 8, and 9, and let it figure out what audio goes which. So ZV1, USB. And then I'll see what the audio is for that specifically. That's in 24. Or is this one in... I think it's in 24. Should be fine. Yeah, it's in 24. Saying, okay, good to know. Saying I need to do that to get more consistent because days I'm just not motivated. You know, it's like I was having a conversation with somebody before, and they were talking about, you know, being motivated to do videos or whatever. I mean, to be honest with you, what was it, like I did like 2 live streams yesterday or whatever. I didn't feel like doing those. You know, rightly so. It's like I'd rather go watch anime or something than go do what I'm doing today, you know. But at the same time, it's just like, so for the person that was asking, just jump back. So delete generated files. If you need to clear space off, you can do that. Either do all or do unused clips, and it'll get rid of all the excess stuff that's been rendering or filling up your computer or whatever. And you can do the same thing for other libraries. Delete the generated blah, 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 or whatever. And then close the library if you no longer need the stuff out of there. Right click, close. And then same thing here. Delete. It's not deleting the files. It's just deleting all the excess save stuff. And then you close the library. So now it's only the one that you're actively using. All of these are like 4K clips and this, that, or whatever. So it's a lot. So again, like my computer wouldn't be able to handle all of this stuff. So writing to an SSD, external hard drive. But back to the point of like being motivated. It's like motivation honestly has nothing to do, or being consistent has nothing to do with being motivated. Honestly, at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to, do you want what you're saying that you really want? Because I can compare doing something like this on a day when stuff doesn't quite go right, when, you know, I'm going to have to re-record, and I'd much rather do this than stuff would go into the bank. And so I don't give myself no slack for something I would do at a job and go in whether I felt like it or not, versus stuff like this. So there's only plenty of days you don't feel like it. Again, like, yeah, I remember I got stage 4 endo, so I took, it was like 800 milligrams of ibuprofen just for me to get through this and then screw it up and then get ready to do again. So it's like, kind of it don't have nothing to do with kind of how you feel. You got to make yourself feel what, you know what I'm saying, like to push through when you don't feel like it and you don't want to. Because this is the greater payoff for me versus sitting at a bank on a Saturday with people I don't like, exposed to people that don't care, even when it was just the flu out, and stuff like that. So, you know, it's like, I don't care how I feel, essentially, you know, empathetically saying that, but it's like, I don't care how I feel. If I will have to go to work at a bank, and I did that for years, working in financial services for over a decade, I'm gonna make these damn videos, you know.
All right, so here we are.
All right, so something's off. Something's off. I'm not talking there. Not talking there. Something's off. Something's off. Or I'm missing the main clip. Or did I keep recording with this other one? But that's pretty much it on that one. Something's off. I'm missing something. Missing footage from someplace. So I know I did. Yeah, it's big.
All right. Which will be the alternative option if you can't get some kind of dummy battery hack system going.
All right. Yeah, something's off. Or either I'm missing a clip. I wonder if I'm missing a clip from my other computer. So I'm going to have to see that And in the meantime, I guess I'll check comments real quick. Because I was using my other Mac on my, so I didn't have to move my stuff. So let me see real quick. So I wonder if I forgot to bring a recording over or something. And if I did, then I need to transfer that. That's why I don't like doing a bunch of clips at once. Because if that's the case, it's like now I got to do stuff like this versus just like, but like I said, stuff went wrong, so I don't mind giving myself some grace about that kind of stuff. I don't think I deleted none. I'm gonna have to find it. So before I spend time recording it, re-recording, and I know how much time that's gonna take. Because those are all the clips from the Ecamm clip. Saying I want a lav mic, I just have a shotgun, a Shure iPhone. Get one. Purple Panda. What's this one? I'm just using the Pop Voice one on this video. It don't take much. So that's when I unplugged it. So that's when I was charging things. USB. Or I wonder if it's just not picking up the audio. Let me see. Let me see if I can link this myself. Alright, so here. It's gotta be. And if it is, then I'll just do it myself because I'm not finna keep playing games with this. Alright, and I know that was 7 and 8. Alright, so. Alright, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1. Alright, so now let me see. Because if the audio of the second source is not loud enough too, then that could be an issue with it linking. That's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know I hit record, but I'm just going to have to see. Alright. So let me mute that one. Alright, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1 using the USB. And in order to do this, you do need to make a... Alright, so I got that. Alright. Alright, so I'm just going to hit the link. Alright, yep. Alright, so where am I at? Audio. Let's turn... Alright, so not there. Get rid of that. Bring this in. Alright, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1 using USB. Alright, so I think I got these two linked at least. Lord have mercy. I ain't screwed up on the video this bad, and I don't even know. Alright, so if y'all have to do this manually yourselves, I'm going to turn off the magnetic timeline. I'll zoom in. Because like visually the line should look the same. So like this matches just by the ridges and stuff. Now I just need to line it up as best as I can. Alright, so here we are on... Spot on. Alright, so... Alright, so here we... Alright, so let me mute this. And if you just play this one... Well, actually, let me not do that. Let me turn the audio off. Alright, so... And then... Let me add a marker. So what I'll also do... If I have to link something up manually... I'm going to turn this magnetic thing back on. Because I'm going to pull this underneath here. And anytime you have the magnetic stuff on or whatever... It'll kind of click into place. And it'll just kind of snap and line up to make it easier. So I'm not worried about you're not going to be able to see the video underneath. It's just going to be the audio. So now I just need to make sure, like I said, it's pretty much spot on. Switch over. All right, so here we are. It's a little delayed. A little bit. All right, so here we are. Let me turn this up. All right, so here we are. It's pretty much there. It's just kind of slightly off. So let me take these off. All right. And I think that's my problem. Just that smidge of a difference.
All right, so here.
And I'm just looking for no echo essentially. So I'm going to take that down some.
All right, so here we are.
Let's go back to the front.
All right, so here.
And if you take it off and it's off.
All right, so here we are.
You hear that echo versus when you kind of line it up better.
All right, so here we.
You shouldn't hear no echo. Or like phaser kind of sound, which is just weird.
All right, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1.
All right, now if I turn this audio down and put some markers so they somewhat stay linked together. It's not right. Oh, I don't have that on, that's why. All right, hit M.
All right, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1.
All right, so. And then what I will do is turn this into a compound clip. So I'll still be able to have it all together. And now I have my audio synced with my video. And I don't have to worry about the multicam clip. I'll just do it myself since it wasn't picking it up for whatever reason, which usually don't happen.
All right, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1.
And I can always adjust that more if I need to. Just kind of like double click and then come back in here and move stuff around. But for now, it's enough for me to make my cuts just about.
All right, so here we are on the Sony ZV.
It seemed like it's slightly off.
All right, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1.
Maybe the other way. I'm just moving this like burly.
All right, so.
Nope.
All right, so.
Nope.
All right, so.
Just don't want it to look like a bad bootleg.
All right, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1.
Smidge more.
All right, so here we are on the.
Better. All right, so it's slightly off. Even though the audio is linked, I don't know what that is about. Let's see here. Let's put these markers back on. All right, so now it's linked up better. All right, so now I can edit this one. I don't have to pull my eyebrow hair out. I'm sure you got some questions. Let me ask those. Apparently learn the keyboard shortcuts, make you more productive. And that just comes by editing more. If I'm doing something new, I just try to make sure for like 30 days straight, I have a reason to. I'll record the trees blowing in the wind at 60 frames per second just to get used to just to have a reason to edit something. So when I first got this, 30 days straight, even when I first get a camera, 30 days straight, I'm going to use it nonstop so I can get used to it. And I don't use many keyboard shortcuts. As much as I did in that last video tutorial, like showing you, that's literally what I use. I don't use nothing else.
Switch over. All right, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1 using US.
And audio sounds a little different. Just go to dual mono. All right.
Over. All right, so here we are on the Sony ZV-1 using USB.
All right, so good. At least got that down. Let me rename this. So ZV-1 USB audio sync.
And in order to do this, you do need to make a few changes in the camera. You want to go to the menu. Make a few changes in the camera. You want to go to the menu. You want to go over to the network setting and.
Which part is that?
The camera. You want to go to the menu. You want to go over to the network setting and you want to activate the PC remote control.
All right. I think that's the one. Pointing it at my feet. Nope. Nope. Yeah, somewhere there about. I should have turned that f1.4 down. Nobody needs that much background blur in their life. So let's bring this down. Don't need sound.
Changes in the camera. You want to go to the menu. You want to go over to the PC remote control. You want to go to the menu. You want to go over to the network setting, and you want to activate.
Yeah. Let's answer a question. I'm sure. Question: do you use Final Cut Pro to edit your lives? No. Just use Ecamm. If I'm editing it for like Instagram or something, then yes, I use Final Cut Pro for all editing. I don't use nothing else. Which audio mic are you using? I'm using today I used the, what am I wearing? Pop Voice. Using the Pop Voice lapel microphone. I'm late, glad to be here. How are you, Diane? I'm doing great. So I use DaVinci Resolve. It lets you edit from smaller files, optimize maybe. Final Cut Pro has the same thing. I could go up here to proxy only, optimize and original, better quality or better performance. I go based on better performance. So that does it. I could edit proxy files. I don't need to. It just depends on what you're trying to do, how big your files are and stuff like that. Some people do stuff duplicating or, what they see other people do on YouTube or whatever. It's like, why do I need to edit a 3-minute video on a proxy file? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case. If it's a huge project, then yeah, having proxy files help when you got a bunch of 4K footage. But it's like, I do stuff that makes sense for me. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of say the hell with what everybody else talking about on YouTube for some stuff. Most stuff. So.
Changes in the camera. You want to go to the menu. You want to go over to the network setting. And you want to activate the PC remote control. And so
I have a scroll down part maybe. Yeah, keep. Let's go there. Maybe.
To the menu, you want to go over to the network setting, and you want to activate the PC remote.
Or I could just see what this is about.
Go to the menu, you want to go over to the network setting, and you want to activate the PC remote control. And so with this,
and I was focusing right there, so that's distracting. Let's just try to bring that in there.
To the menu, you want to go over to the network setting, and you want to activate the PC remote control.
All right, and then the on pop up right there. I don't need this part up here.
Go to the menu, you want to go over to the network setting, and you want to activate the PC remote control.
All right.
And so with this, it gets a little weird when you are in the camera. You want to go to the menu, you want to go over to the network setting, and you want to activate the PC remote control. And so with the PC remote,
we can clip right there.
The PC remote control. And so with this, it gets a little weird when you are using.
Yep. All right. Saying that was meant for the batching statement, but you are right. Let me see what you said. Get more consistent. Oh, batching. As far as being more consistent with batching. I mean, I just think it takes doing videos to get used to the how you're doing it. Because sometimes, like I said, batching doesn't, like for some of my clients, batch recording kind of doesn't work for them because they get frustrated and overwhelmed with like, oh man, now I got 4 videos to edit or to figure out what's what. So sometimes that's not always helpful. That's why I say you got to really know how you learn best and how you flow. And it takes time to do it. Like you'll take time doing something wrong to learn what's right for you personally. It's like I'll research a video well in advance of me recording it. And then I'll sit and think on it. Like, how do I want to do this?
So with this, it gets a little weird when you are using the camera. Actually, you want to make sure that you have this enabled. Otherwise, we'll go into like this mass storage mode.
Okay.
Mass
mass storage. B-roll, mass storage. I wonder if I have that clip from earlier, or if I need to get that one. Should be 37. So I can use this one and somewhat out and Q. And then we'll extend that out. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I need of that one.
You have this enabled, otherwise it'll go into like this mass storage mode as if you...
Okay. It's focusing then. Bah humbug. So maybe here? Or am I not focusing? Here? Maybe. Let's see. Maybe I'll redo that one too.
Make sure that you have this enabled, otherwise it'll go into like this mass storage mode as if you needed to transfer footage.
All right. Or maybe just a screen grab. I don't know. We'll see.
From the camera into the computer like it usually would do. And so this is how you can live stream using this particular method. If you're using something like the Imaging Edge software.
Okay, B-roll. Imaging Edge software.
Not having a PC, not sure what that quality will look like. I just hope that it comes out via Mac soon.
All right, that's that one. Now, did I switch back? Nope. Did I just not? So this one was using what? 7? Yeah, 7. So that was the end of 7. So does 8 save my life this day, potentially?
Also, one of the cool things about the...
Alright, so let's switch back to... We'll see. Alright, I'm done with this one now. Alright. Do you type the text for subtitles? No. Well, sometimes I do. It's a matter of if it's a micro content piece clip, then sometimes I'll type those. Sometimes I'll go ahead and pay for it to be done, depending on like from Rev or whatever. But like the overall video, no. I don't do subtitles. Alright, so I said one of the cool things, I think.
So last tip here.
Nope.
Alright, so here we are.
Nope. After this, I think.
Also, one of the cool things.
Yeah. So let's go to in and out. Maybe. And then, what was that? 8.
Also, one of the cool things.
Yeah. Bring this on down, actually. Yeah, I know I was using that part too. But this is what I need right now. Let's do this part. Sync this up again. Alright. Turn this off. Probably just go ahead and get rid of the rest of this too. Yeah. until I about need that, and then Wambui made it. Good to see it. And have been listening while trying to finish a knitting project. I have enjoyed spending this time with you. Interesting, informative. Have to go. Take care. All right, Wambui. Good to see you. Glad you were here, and have a good day. Let's see here.
Also, want to
Yeah, a little echoey. This is gonna be a little hard to link up on this one. Don't want to participate. Yeah, that don't want to move right.
also one of the
Let me see.
Also, one of the cool things about the Sony ZV-1 is
All right.
also one of the cool things.
All right, let's try. See what that looks like. Just probably ZV1 part 2. Now really jack this whole thing up. It'd be much easier just honestly re-record all of this. But like I said, teachable moment just to show the what to do's and what you can do's and should you have. Because sometimes I didn't have time to fix or re-record a video. I just had to go through this process and fix what I had. So
also one of the cool things about the Sony ZV-1 is that even
I think that's still off.
Even though you are live streaming via HD.
All right, so now we got that pretty much synced up. Let's go here.
You are live streaming via HDMI or your.
Yep, that's perfect. Plus, I started on Filmora before they had Filmora 9 or Pro, like the old school Filmora. And they didn't have, like, where you could sync the audio, so I used to have to do this myself. And then before, it was like I was using Camtasia when I first started. And that didn't have it. And then they want you to pay for upgrades, and I'm like, screw you, not happening. So,
Mac.
Start here.
Also, one of the cool things about the Sony ZV-1 is that even though you are live streaming via HDMI or you're live streaming via USB, you still get the option to actually have eye detection autofocus.
Yep, so that's my eye detection. If I want to redo that one tonight, maybe. Section.
Also, one of.
All right. I think. All right. So, fun fact. This was using my zoom lens. That was at 70 millimeters. And then the clear image zoom let me punch in even more, 2 more times, because I was quite a bit away from the camera. And I just kind of want to show that if it's not too bright. I need no audio from that. But it's super bright on the, what's the name of? That's what I said. I got to re-record so much tonight anyway. Let's see. Bring the highlights down some. That's going to do too much. Maybe mask it, I guess. It's like yes and no. We'll see.
Detection autofocus that actually have eye detection autofocus.
Yeah. all I need.
Actually have eye detection autofocus that recently came out for the A6100.
Unless I decide I want to redo that.
And the A6600 cameras in video.
All right. And then, so now I did that part over. This is so jacked up. Other than using this, like I said, kind of for a teachable moment, my normal go-to response would be just re-record. But, yeah. Nine. All right, so where am I starting off on here? So you can salvage a botched recording day. It's just you just got to know how you want to go about doing it. Let's see here.
So last tip here for the...
Okay.
So last tip here.
All right, so that's that one. And so if you have to bring that in, hopefully, like if you have to manually, depending on what editing software you use, if you can undo the magnetic thing, sometimes that helps. And then, turn that into its own little clip, like I'm doing with the compound clip. And you just don't want it to be close and then off, but really off.
So last tip,
like that.
So last tip here for
kind of getting that echo.
So last tip here for the...
Even still with that, it's still like an echo. That's what you don't want. So it helps to know what you're going for.
So last tip here for the...
Still slightly.
So last tip here for the... So last tip here...
Now I just want to go based off of the mouth movement. I'll try to nail it visually, or like with audio wavelengths or whatever, and then I'll try to bring it in based on visuals. Without this audio clip being on, does the audio make sense when you watch it back?
So last tip here for those.
Smidge.
So last tip here for those.
All right.
So last tip here for those.
All right.
So last tip here for those.
So it's there. I'm gonna do that down here because I know I'm gonna chop this part off. Let's do part 3. We'll just call this ZV part 3. I guess we'll call that. And now that's synced. And if you have like one whole video, one whole audio that you have to sync together, then your stuff doesn't sync, auto sync, whether it's the program or kind of run into issues like mine is today, it's easy to render that whole thing out. Like, so if there's a one continuous clip, one continuous auto, or maybe 2 at the most or something, I'd render this whole video out with the right audio, even though it's not fully edited, so I can then just edit the one video file and then delete everything else.
So last thing, with you wearing glasses and...
Okay.
So if you have to wear...
Okay, get rid of that part. Let's see.
So while some camera systems require you to take your glasses...
I think I'm going to go with this one. Get rid of that. What do we got here?
So let me know, was it a...
All right, so that's towards the end. And then what is this one?
So let me know, what do you...
I always listen, like if I got gaps like here and here, I just want to know like where am I, what am I re-recording before starting to edit all of this stuff exact, because all I've been doing is like the big cuts, and like I said, it's been a pretty botched video recording thing, and so instead of just re-recording it, I don't even want to start editing and putting titles and stuff like that on there. I just want to get the baseline right, because everything else is easy after that.
So let me know, was it a
no? All right, so let's go back to the front.
For the A6100 and the A6600 cameras in video. So while some cameras in video, A6100 and
What am I saying?
that recently came out for the A6100.
All right, so maybe some other B-roll I know I want to add here. Eye detection, AF, A61, A6400. No. 66. And you can see like we're at all of this. As I said, it would have been easier for me to just sit down and re-record it. But I know I need to eat before I do any more videos. Otherwise, mentally, I'm just going to be still trying to run off a coffee or whatever. Plus, I got the other one. I saw a video clip that is probably all right. So I'll probably look at that later. But if you got the energy to re-record it, sometimes it's just better to re-record it. But if you don't, and it's like you got to go to work and whatever else, and that was the time that you had, this is how you fix it. You just got to grunt through it.
And the A6600 cameras in video.
All right, so I really want this to be here. And this is what I was saying in my previous tips video. I was okay with this one, and I did this without worrying about it because I know I'm going to add B-roll as I'm going in from the end of this into this new part. Again, it's just like mentally I'm cool with that. Otherwise, like if you look at it,
cameras in video,
I'm still talking while I put my head down because I know I want B-roll of autofocus clips of the eye autofocus working on other cameras. So it's like that's a part that you won't see me. You'll hear me. That's the only part that's important. You don't need to see me at that part. So that's why I don't care about that. But if you're trying to do transitions from one clip to the other, like I was showing in that previous editing tips video, you need to finish your statement still looking at the camera and all that, like that smile and hold, if you needed to. If you don't, then don't worry about it. But
600 cameras in video. So while some camera systems require you to take your glasses off for the eye detection to work, I have not found that to be
audio, dual mono. And if y'all have questions, y'all can still add those. I'll try to reply to those as I can.
So while some camera systems require you to take your glasses off for the eye detection to work, I have not found that to be an issue with the Sony cameras. The only thing that I would say is make sure that you are well lit, and so that's just making sure your subject is well lit. You can still be in a dark environment, but that way it can actually pick up the eye if that's something that you care about, or you just kind of tap your face and have face tracking on. But I've not had any flaws with USB or HDMI if you're live streaming.
All right. Other tip here. So that you don't have these weird staring at the camera moments before you start a new clip, zoom in some and go when you're taking a breath. You always kind of be like, when you're talking or whatever, or you kind of have your chest move up a little bit with breathing. So I don't look for me to like be ready to, I go straight in because you got the audios here. I'm going right up into that point unless there's a transition and I need to make space for it. But even still, most of the time that's enough. But I go barely just before that. So if it's starting to talk, I'm starting to talk at the time that next clip starts. Or, for example, I'll show y'all about punching in. If you didn't want to have a transition or something, because that's going to take and eat some of that clip up. Let's say I want to zoom in here a little bit and do a punch in kind of a deal. So let's see.
If you're live streaming. So let me know, was it a significant?
So it's like how you see it's not, it just goes straight to the next part talking versus
HDMI if you're live streaming. So let me know, was it a significant difference for you for HDMI versus USB?
And then I can cut and come back out at a spot where I'm just kind of taking a breath. Come back here.
Was it a significant difference for you for HDMI versus USB? I think at the end of the day, it's negligible. HDMI versus USB. I think at the end of the day, it's negligible.
So you see like those cuts become a little bit more natural if you want to punch in or punch out or whatever. You just got to make space for that. And then two, it's like you have open-ended tones and closed-ended tones or whatever. So you're like, and yeah, and the USB. And then if you start saying something else like at a different tone or whatever, it's like it doesn't sound right. So it's like audibly it has to make sense too.
USB. I think at the
like I'll say like at USB. And like that's kind of close-ended versus when you start saying something else, sometimes it's open-ended. It just sounds like there's more that was supposed to happen that did but didn't, or more that's supposed to come and didn't. So it's like if I know I'm finishing a statement, I'll honestly fix my voice so it's like, and that's how you say everything that you need to say. And like that's close-ended, like that's you can feel the period on that. Versus like, then that's everything that you need to say, but, and then it's like kind of like, you know what I'm saying, audibly it sounds weird. So that is something if you're trying to edit for yourself.
Versus USB. I think at the end of the day, it's negligible as far as the quality, because most people are not even watching at the highest quality that you can produce, especially if they're on their phone, or if they themselves are just using, Skype or Zoom on their computer and they're just using the camera built into the laptop. So you're obviously already going to stand out. But if this is a video format that you're doing, I've literally done hundreds of videos, even using M50, which has a sensor that kind of suffers from a few different things as far as the quality you can get around that. But I've done tons of videos. As long as you have a good lens, you're always going to get great quality. And with the ZV-1, they actually have good glass in there, so you don't have to worry about whether it's USB or HDMI. It's just really a preference and what works for you to help you get the image that you want while you're live streaming.
Okay. All this, like I said, for a less than 5-minute video, something like this, had I not rushed thyself, had I followed thine own rules, the full video would be edited by now. But just like playing around with stuff is just like, oh my Lord. But let's see here.
To help you get the image that you want while you're live streaming. So let me know, what do you want?
All right, so I could probably punch in on there. But then like that's the base, like in a bad recording situation, like everything kind of falls to crap for you. Like I said, you can fix it. It's just gonna be more work, like how this one was. But as I'm also fixing the clips, like you can see this whole timeline. It's not a lot. It's just to get it to where it should have been if it was recorded right. There's not a whole lot of B-roll that I even added in, other than the ones that I'm like, oh, okay, I can use this one real quick. Adding some markers here to help me with, like, okay, I want to add this here. As ideas are coming, I can note them, but I'm not worried about them right now, so I'm not going to lose them mentally. And stuff like that. Fix the audio. Audio's always got to take precedence over the video. Since this is coming straight out of the ZV-1, there's no color grading that I need to do for this. This is in the standard picture profile. The one clip I did need to grade kind of matches that. Slightly softer. It's not as punchy as the standard, because I just don't want it that harsh. But that's on the A6600. And so like now, the rest of the video would be, if we go back to the beginning, adding in these B-roll clips. So if I go over to my index, the tags, I can go like right here. And that's why it's so important. Like I said, visually have it together. Help yourself in the editing while you can. That's why I teach that record to edit process with my clients. Like record for your editing. Obviously, I could have recorded for my editing had I followed my own rules. But I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's be quick. And I shot myself in the foot. But it's like I go, drop the A6600 B-roll, drop the clip of the lenses, drop a clip of the ZV-1, drop the one of the HDMI and cam link, drop, and just go ahead and add in those B-roll footages. Like when I come back from eating later today, I think I got this other one up here. This clip number 1. I think this is one I can use. All right, so let's go about here. I want to see before, because like I said, I just want to know if I need to re-record that other video or not. Live streaming. So I'm gonna go up here. I want to go to 001. Bring this down. Because depending on where you come in when you're watching this, the previous one I screwed up. So I wonder if this is the re-record that actually was right. Because again, I get up, you go to the bathroom, fix coffee. It's so easy to screw up your own audio. And I hate when I do that. And then again, just like, oh, it'll be fine. Versus just checking. shoots yourself in the foot in the long run.
Today we're going to be jumping into live streaming with the Sony.
So this is a clean clip, unlike the other one that I didn't check. So may the odds be ever in my favor up in this piece, because this might be, let me see, is this the end?
You know, whether or not you can still charge your camera at the same time.
All right, let me see.
It's with this is that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, so I think I did. So this, praise God, don't have to re-record again. So I got this video, 7 minutes roughly, unedited. So that won't be bad. And that's on the A6600. So while I'm here, I think the audio's okay.
With the Sony ZV-1, and that is what
it's in a stereo, which I kind of don't like. Dual mono makes it a little bit louder. Bring that down.
ZV-1, and that is whether you have a capture card like the Elgato Cam Link, or you want to just.
All right, so you can hear a little bit of shirt rustling, but let's see.
Have a capture card like the Elgato Cam Link, or how to use this not just for vlogging but for.
All right, so I like that.
We're going to be talking about it right now.
All right, now do it again.
Let's jump into it.
All right, so we screw the first one.
So the Sony ZV-1 is an amazing little camera.
Yep. Praise the Lord, I don't have to re-record that video. I go, each be merry, be joyful out here in these streets. Okay, before I cut it, let me go ahead and add the grading on that one. Because, boy, let me tell you something. So there's only a few B-roll clips that I have in mind. This, like, I know I have from previous footage that I can bring in here, but I also want to probably do something different. This is what I think it's the Cine 3 today. So what I'll do in my videos is I'll record to learn. Like somebody asked me today, I did a Ask Me Anything on my Instagram stories, like ask me something about video or whatever. And so somebody asked about color grading. And so when it comes to color grading and stuff like that, like I'll take my own videos and I'm experimenting and I'm testing. And as you can tell, it really don't look much different than like the ZV-1 or whatever, but can I take it from a flat profile and kind of bring those colors back and then adjust it to what I want? And so I don't need, and then too, recording at the same or the different time of day. Can make a difference. So bring this maybe down a little bit. And so I'll experiment recording with different picture profiles like S-Log 2 or 3 or something like that. And my first goal whenever I'm trying a new profile, can I get it to look normal? Like the hell with, you know, getting a stylized, super stylized look. Like, can I just make it look normal? And then from there, you can start to customize and edit and stuff like that. And I'm having to do very little simply because I don't have to do much with these because my main thing, like I said, is just practice getting used to shooting with the different log profiles and stuff like that. Still kind of daytime today, so that slightly changes the aesthetics a little bit, but not much. But again, it's just like, okay, if I change the profile, what would I need to do to fix this, or how different is it from what I'm already using and stuff like that. And I make my own LUT, again, just for my environment. That kind of works for me. And then it's like, then I'll take it into so when I do a client project, I already know what I want to do because I've experimented so much with my own stuff.
Today we're jumping.
All right, so Sandy, good to see you. Glad you're here. Saying this is great advice to end the sentence. Yeah. Came in late. Will definitely watch the beginning later. Do you record your videos outside of Ecamm directly to your SD card and then input? It's just a matter because today I needed to show for the ZV-1 for these two particular videos. I needed to, like the Sony, was it imaging webcam software that they just came out with is not on Mac. So I couldn't do a demo with that. It's only for PC only. So I needed to use Ecamm for the USB example for the quality and stuff like that, and what you can kind of expect from that. Otherwise, it's just a matter of preference and ease of use. What am I trying to do that day? Is it something I want to sit back there and I'm away from the computer, or am I doing it at the desk and I can actually record it using Ecamm? I don't have a preference of one over the other for real. It's just, a lot of times it's easier to just go ahead and record in Ecamm Live, because I'm not going to get no real quality drops. Nothing that's significant enough that it's like, I've never had a client say, well, I almost didn't hire you because you recorded to Ecamm versus like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like whatever's easiest for me that day.
Today we're jumping into how to live stream with the Sony ZV-1, and that is whether you have a capture card like the Elgato, whether you have a cap.
All right, let's do B-roll cam link.
Capture card like the Elgato cam link, or you want to just use software.
B-roll USB ZV-1.
If you're on a PC, but let's jump into it. So Sony ZV-1 is an amazing.
All right, so I got that there. Let's go to my Stinger. Detach the audio. And so I'll show you how these transitions work. Because like I was saying, it eats into your thing. That's what I was saying, like the smile and hold. I do exactly what I teach, other than today about the recording when I'm rushing, thinking I am the bee's knees, when clearly I am high off coffee that day, and then I screw up. So so when I add in my transitions, I have mine, like you can get transitions specifically for what you're trying to do or whatever. I have mine that kind of fits my brand. So like the helping you move your vision forward using video. So I use a fast forward symbol. So you'll see that like the TV and all of that. That's why you kind of like VHS, and I kind of explained it in a live stream before. So all my branding and stuff like that kind of fits that. So like I was saying, the transitions eat into the footage. So I want to drag that down and just, that's why that smile and hold is key. And I dropped the audio because it's going to cut into the file already. So I don't want it to be that first part is that click, like the VHS sounds and stuff like that. So I want to maintain those. So the transition only needs to be on the video. That's why I dropped the audio
Into it.
So usually I don't add that on the front end. So let's see, cut. I usually just do it on the second one. And then go to the breathing point. So let's see here. So you bring that back in, because that just starts, it's not a need for a transition. It happens so fast. But then you also don't want it to be weird. Like milliseconds matter. On YouTube, minutes matter most. In editing, milliseconds matter. With being weirdo moments of just looking at the camera for no reason.
Let's jump into it.
So it's like end the statement, straight into it.
Let's jump into it. So the Sony ZV-1 is
boom. So it's just like just that quick. But you see though, let me zoom back in here real quick. This much of the audio would be gone if I didn't drop the audio from the part I wanted to keep, which is my stinger. That this much audio would be gone, so I'd be missing out on that. Whereas I'm doing smile and hold on the main clip, so it doesn't matter. It needs to transition. So again, this is part of my record to edit process. I teach my clients, and that's how that works. So you play it back.
But let's jump into it. So the Sony ZV.
All right, and then here I'm gonna do my lower third.
But let's jump into it. So the Sony ZV-1 is an amazing little camera. Today we're going to be jumping into how to use this not just for vlogging but for live streaming. And if you have a capture card, we're going to be jumping in how to do that. And even if you don't, if you're on a PC. So let's get into it.
All right.
Today we're going to be jumping into how to live stream.
So I know I redid it. A second take. I just want to see how I end it. Even if one is okay, sometimes I'll re-record a clip again just because, you know, it's like, okay, that was good. Can I say that better? Can I say that more clearly? And just do a second take, or do I screw up the second one or something like that?
That you can use, and we're going to be jumping in how to do this. Today we're jumping into how to live stream.
All right, so maybe not. What's up here?
So the Sony ZV-1 has been a phenomenal.
I'm just going to cut all of whatever the hell I was talking about. This is where it comes to like the kill your darlings thing. It's just like, you know what? I can make this make sense from here on out. The hell with whatever else I'm talking about. I'm not married to anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like all of that goes. Most people will be like, but I thought that was a really important part. And it's just like, no. So let's see where we go in here.
So the Sony ZV-1.
Boom. So it's like if I can get to the point faster, I'm going to cut as much stuff out as possible. Oh, thank you, India. Got a super chat here. A laptop computer with work on the screen. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. Let's go.
Let's jump into it. So the Sony ZV-1 has been a phenomenal little point and shoot camera and a lot of fun to use.
All right. So, I mean, that's fine. Let's go down to here.
The Elgato Cam Link.
All right. Did I hit it?
To how to live stream if you're trying to use something like this capture card, the Elgato Cam Link.
All right. I don't know what I'm saying here.
Only a USB cable.
Sometimes I don't even want to listen to all of this. Again, you know what I'm saying? It's like I want to go to the end. I'm going to the beginning, I'm going to go to the end. Just like if I reset something the second time or whatever, then I can choose between the two. But otherwise, it's kind of like,
One of these little devices.
All right, so let's see here.
The benefit of that is that.
All right, so maybe. So let's go back up to here.
So Sony just released the.
Maybe. No, I don't need that, whatever that is. So now. All right, let's go up to the. Let's see.
Offers. So I'm going to jump into the pros and the cons. We're going to jump into the free version when it comes to live streaming just with the software only, and then we'll get into how to live stream if you're trying to use something like this capture card, the Elgato Cam Link. So Sony just released the Imaging Edge webcam software.
Okay.
The benefit of that is.
Okay, so those two make sense. All right, get rid of that part. What am I doing
Worry
here?
about purchasing one of these little devices.
All right.
So while the benefit may be that.
All right.
Software by Sony is going to be the best bet, and it literally only takes a USB data capable cable. The other issue with that is if you are trying to. Sony is going to be the best bet, and it literally only takes a USB data capable cable.
I don't know if I want to keep that. Do I say that again?
They're going to release this for Mac, but hopefully.
All right, maybe not.
Some of the other cameras to actually pull the cable out of and plug it in. So it's those two conflicting things with the battery cable that would be coming out in addition to the tripod mount. There's really no way unless you off-center that some kind of way. You have to rig it up in order to get past that. But other than that, if you're just trying to do free software, the Imaging Edge software by Sony is going to be the best bet, and it literally only takes a USB data capable cable.
Okay.
The issue with that is if you are trying to use the USB port for streaming.
Yeah, so that makes sense to keep those together.
Camera as well, which will be the alternative option if you can't get some kind of dummy battery hack system going on underneath to kind of reposition the tripod thread mount. And so that's kind of like it's the good and the bad of this method. However, it's a possible method that you can use, and it's only for PC only. I'm not even sure if they're going to release this for Mac, but hopefully.
All right. What's down here?
So here's why I think you should still.
Okay.
But for you Mac users, do not fret.
All right, so we'll keep that one too. I just want to make sure it's like, can I cut this or not? You know, is it being extra? Am I saying the same thing twice or giving a second example unnecessarily? It's like, again, it's, if I can cut something out without even listening to it and it makes sense for whatever I just edited together, I'm keeping it. Saying all creators do this, record and cut the footage to tell a different story. I thought it was just me. I mean, it's like, ultimately, it's like I can't be married to what I'm doing myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, but I work so hard. It's like, I don't care nothing about all that. I like, what is the best payoff for the viewer at the end of the day?
But for you Mac users, do not fret. We also have Ecamm Live that has it natively built in, along with other brands of cameras, where you literally would do the same thing. You don't need to download anything other than have Ecamm Live already, and you would connect your camera via USB with a data capable cable, and then once it's plugged in, that's it. There is nothing else for you to do. Same limitations apply about not being able to actually actively charge the camera. Just at least keep it powered if you're using something like a battery bank to keep it going.
All right. Next clip.
So here's why I think you should still get a capture card. It doesn't.
Okay, do I mess up down here?
And out of,
Yep. Let's see. Do I start over or do I pick up from where I left off at?
So here's why I think you should still get. So here's why I think.
Yep. That's what I say. If I see it kind of fall off, audio wise, like if you look at the audio, I'm not paying attention to none of this up here for real. I'm mostly, when I'm first coming in doing major cuts, especially when I know I screwed up, it's like I'm looking at the audio bars. Like I said, you have close-ended statements and then like open-ended statements or like tonalities to your voice. And you see how full that is for the most part. Whereas when you come over here, it's like I'm looking mostly at the audio bar when I'm editing this right now. It's like I'll see it's kind of full and then it kind of tapers off. And I'm like, why am I doing that? Or what is that? What is that? So I'm like, let's not listen to all of this first. And let's just go straight to here and see if I'm messing up right there.
Let's see here. What do you call it?
Yep. So like, screw that. Get rid of it. Don't even need to listen to it. So the audio bars, your audio levels, especially if most editors allow you to see that, or editing softwares allow you to see that, it's easy. What's this, transition at the end? I don't need that. It's easy to edit based off of the audio bars, not like do your big cuts anyway. Some people edit backwards. Like they'll go from the back of their footage, start from the back, go. I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at the audio bars and that'll help me.
Here's why I think you should still get an Elgato Cam Link is because, or a capture card in general. It doesn't have to be this one specifically because these fluctuate as far as whether they're in stock or out of stock. But if you get a capture card, the thing is that you're connecting this via the HDMI port. Yeah, there's a USB portion on here that eventually will go into the computer. But in order to connect this up, you're using the micro HDMI port on the camera, which leaves the USB port available for you to actually live stream with this actual device. One of the benefits with this is that you don't have to worry about having a specific software, whether that be Ecamm Live or even the Sony Imaging Webcam app. You literally only need your capture card, and then you can live stream direct to Skype or Zoom or anything like that without having to worry about whether or not you can still charge your camera at the same time.
All right, so. Don't need that one. I think, where's 4, if there is one? So one of the issues I had earlier was like it all chopping up the footage to hell. Alright, so let's see. And I didn't format the memory card like I should have. So just my last checks here. So, yeah, that's all of that footage brought in there and stuff like that. So the big cuts are done for both of these videos. And then, like, for this one, I'll come back in at the B-roll. And then for the other one that I was doing, that really needed a lot of work, that I screwed up a lot. Like, I did one video, battery died in the wireless unit because I thought it had more juice than it did. And then did the second one, audio was shot to hell, so can't use that one. So thankfully I did re-record for whatever reason, I don't even remember, and I did this today. So let's see here, let's do this transition, at least get that out the way. Yep. Okay. Move that over. Alright, let's see what we got here.
So this question often comes.
Yep, go straight to it.
Let's get into it.
All right, boom.
For live streaming, let's get into it. So this question often comes up when it comes to live stream.
Yep, so that's all I want for that one. So now we would do B-roll, intro. So what I do once I've done these main clips, honestly, both of these could have been edited by now had I not screwed up so royally. And so nice lighting and set. Why, thank you, my good sir. Saying it's crazy. I have 10 videos to edit, but I'm watching you edit, George. Say I'm just in a funk, I think. Hey, man, you got to get to it. Nothing to it but to do it. And where you need a little bit of boost, there is coffee. All right, so now, like I said, that's how I got a picture. What I want to do is got like a vibe to it. And sometimes I like to use the same music because just like I like it. You know, literally. So let's see, what's this one? So now I can start coming to my B-roll tags for the stuff that I need. Let's see, let's listen to this.
So when you have a camera like the Sony A66.
Yeah, I can bring those in. So basically, that's that one, live streaming. This one don't have much.
Today we're jumping into how to live stream with.
I could probably add one here. Streaming clip. And that just makes it so if I do come back to edit later on tonight, if I don't, then I'll do it tomorrow. But it's like if I do come back to edit tonight, I know exactly where to put the B-roll because, like I said, as I'm going through the main clips, just kind of like making notes to myself using the markers. Add this here, and then you can even like double click on it, and you can change it to like a red one. And then once I've done it, then I can check it off as completed, and then it turns green. But I'll know that I finished it once I actually put a clip over it, just like if I put one here, and I noted it for lower third. Then if I'm scrolling through and I'm clicking through the different ones as it's going up and down the timeline, then I'll know that one's taken care of because it's actual B-roll on there, kind of a deal. And these are short videos. Like I said, I just screwed up in the recording, not following my own rules that I have set for a reason.
Today we're jumping into how to live stream with the Sony ZV-1, and that is whether you have. Today we're jumping into how to live stream with the Sony Z.
You can do one for here for the ZV-1. That's that one. I'll probably reshoot that one. Let's go. Alright, so add this one forward. And I know I got to bring in some other B-roll that I had from before. ZV-1 image. Let's do B-roll that are saved on my hard drive.
V1. And that is whether you have a capture card like the.
Yep, so you can go up here to the capture card part and just kind of do an in point and an out point of that. And you can hit an F to favorite that if you want to save like certain parts, or you can go ahead and bring that down using Q. So this pretty much. But if like I got several parts in here that I'm using for different things, then what I'll do is I'll come in and favorite all these different parts. And then you'll have, like you come up here to your favorites, and then you just pick from a bunch of clips that you have favorited from out of the previous one. So I guess I can show y'all that real quick, and then I'm gonna go get me something to eat. So like I got this part in here that's like HDMI. So what am I? Oh, unraveling the cable. I'm like, what am I doing? Okay. As I said, I'll just do one long clip because I know, okay, so I'm about here. I'm getting ready to pull that into focus. So HDMI, boop, boop. All right, so that's that one. Out point, favorite. This is another point. So end point starting there. Out point there. Okay, that's pretty much the end of that one. Before I put my hands away, favorite. And I'm just hitting the F on the keyboard to hit the favorite. And then, so USB 3.0. I'm going to endpoint there. Connecting. Boom. Out point, F for favorite. So if we go up here to favorites, now all those different clips are already done. So all I got to do now is just bring those down to those respective parts and stuff like that. But that's what I'm going to do for today, because I need to stop and go grab something to eat before it get too late, or too much later. But hopefully, yeah, I got some value out of that. I don't know how long I'll leave this live for, or if I'll unlist it or delete it or something. I'll leave it live for a little while, I guess. See what comments we got here. Saying, what do you use on your own live stream? I use Ecamm Live. As far as a LUT or something like that, I've played around with LUTs live streaming using Ecamm Live, and it looks really nice and stuff. But this is just using the standard picture profile, and I may go in the camera and adjust the saturation or something like that slightly, just to kind of bring it down, or sometime I may increase that, and you can do that within Final Cut Pro as well. So it's just a matter of preference. Any last questions before I wrap this up from you guys? And scroll back up, make sure I didn't miss anybody's stuff while I was editing. Just scrolling back through the comments. I think I answered this one. Yeah, disk full. So edit to external hard drive. I showed how to clear that off earlier. Okay, we got that one. Let me see. Said Adam about learning keyboard shortcuts. Okay, that answers that one. Edit the live streams. Unless I'm doing it for micro content, then I don't edit it. I leave it as is. That's why I have a run of show that I'm doing. Intro, this, welcome, hey. If it's a topic or something, then it's kind of like a run of show. That way it has a format and it doesn't need to be edited, and I don't touch it after the fact. Microphone I'm using is purple. The one I was wearing in the video, I believe that was what that was in reference to. This one is the Samson Q2U. The one that I was wearing in the videos for the audio that you heard was using the Pop Voice lapel mic, and then the Comica Boom XD, because that was like the last video I wanted to do with this lapel. I just like the way it sounds better than that. It's just a very strong dynamic lapel microphone. Let's see here. Okay, I think I pretty much got everybody else's comment. Let me scroll back through one last time here. India saying, don't delete it just yet. Got to finish schoolwork and then come back and watch the beginning. Okay, I'll leave it up, India. You better hurry up, finish your homework. And I'll leave it up. I won't mess with it for today or tonight. I'll say I'll give it a few hours at least. So if you want to watch this again or something like that, then you have access to do that. And like I said, that's just like how, because I was thinking like, once I pulled it in and I saw what I was working with, then I was just like, okay, I'm like, this is a whole lot for a couple minutes. I'm like, I really could just delete all of this, minus the B-roll clips that I wanted, and just go ahead and do my own thing, and not have to worry about it. And so like, what sucks is like that I didn't, like I said, do my things that I always suggest, because it was just like, it's like I thought I had enough battery life and I didn't. When I did plug it up to the battery and I didn't check the audio, which I should have, I had a recording that was completely botched, and you're getting audio interference because you're next to charging cables and those are touching. And I was just like, whatever, it'll be fine. And I didn't check it. So that was a screw up. And then I have just other things like where I'm like, okay, I didn't pre-plan and plan ahead like I would, because if I'm moving away from this kind of, it's like if I'm sitting down, I'm just gonna hit Ecamm Live recording internally and just leave it like that, because I have the audio, there's the video, I can just already on the computer drag and drop, and I'm starting to edit. Whereas the reason why I think like the office setups are so critical, that's why I haven't done one, because I keep refining that to make it better and more efficient. And so, like you saw before, I've been using this stand and just sitting this here, and I want to see, is this more efficient than when I was using the boom arm when I want to pull my desk away and kind of like record. And it's just like, kind of no. It moves the boom arm out the way, but it's like kind of no. So I'm thinking like if I buy a new desk, which I've been looking at, like efficiencies, that's what I'm thinking through. Okay, if I want to go do and pull the table back slightly, I don't want to have to unmic the boom arm because this frees up my hands and having to have it in the way. So I need that space. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm trying little things out to see what works best for me. Because again, like I actively take notes. I'm studying. I'm doing other stuff. I'm doing courses, editing courses for clients. I'm doing coaching calls, all kinds of stuff. I'm doing these videos, and then I edit these videos. And so it's like, okay, I need a process and a system that works best for me. So I test and I'll try and I'll change and alter it based on that. And so it's like, okay, tabletop stand, I don't like that. It's like if I'm going to do the one where, like, again, like I just have the ZV-1 in here to do a few more videos with it, and I wanted to see if I wanted to buy it. And after today, it's kind of like, if I'm not going to use it to vlog, I'm definitely not going to use it in here, because I know I prefer to use my A6600 or my A6400. So it's like, and I don't vlog enough, you know what I'm saying, to like justify buying it. So it's like, I'm gonna do some more videos with it, and then I'm gonna call it good. And then I know that I don't want it, so I rented it again. So other than that, it's like when it comes to editing though, stuff like that, and just like finding the systems, that's why I don't do any settings video. The settings that I do for this camera for here are different than the settings that I did for this video. Just pulling the desk slightly because I have more of the window over here and all of that stuff. So I'm making minor changes and things like that. When it comes to audio levels, this audio system is different for this kind of a setup for the live streaming than when I have a lapel microphone mic'd up underneath my shirt, and then I have it in my pocket kind of a deal. And you know what I'm saying, like, it's like, oh, I had the Rode Wireless Go's. I've had those cut out way too many times for nothing, whereas the Comical Booms aren't. So it's just like, I'm not quick to do reviews because I want to test it and try it. And you know what I'm saying, it's like, okay, if I want one where I'm doing the tabletop, I don't want to break up my desk because I do need this much real estate for me to work. So I was like, I'm going to get another table. So now I know that makes sense. So it's like, I got to test and try stuff out before I do something. So Adam's saying, what brand lav mic is that again? This is the, what is it? Let me make sure. Because I switched. Yeah. So this is the, I switched to the Pop Voice lapel. And I've talked about that probably like 3 years ago. Between that and the Purple Panda. This is a much stronger lapel microphone than any of the other ones. You still have, similar to like you have these kind of microphones, dynamic versus condenser, which pick up surrounding noise. I don't need surrounding noise. I don't need nothing else picked up, but it's a much stronger microphone. I literally had the camera set to 1 internally, and then I had the preamps on the Comica Boom set to 0, and then I just need to speak like this. I can't laugh. I can't get much louder. Like, my voice needs to stay like this, so I don't peak the audio because this lapel is that strong. So if you have like a Canon cameras, the preamps aren't as strong as like in the Sony and the Panasonic camera, so you'll be fine, because the ones in the Sony and Panasonic are just kind of ridiculous. So I'll show y'all, or I dropped the link, I guess, Pop Voice lapel, and you can see the one specifically. But for as cheap as this lapel mic is, it sounds really good. And like if you're outdoors, it does a really good job to not have to, like if you have street noise and stuff like that. Like I was in the car wearing this lapel microphone, brilliant. absolutely brilliant as far as rejecting noise. Saying you may have to house and keyboard sounds with the other mic stand. I don't have to worry about keyboard sounds and stuff like that. Because this shock mount protects it from. Let me move your comment and then I can show you. This shock mount protects it from. It's not like the other ones that just kind of like the mic slides in there. This one is on a rubber band system, and so it doesn't matter if I move the microphone. You're not hearing all of the stuff of me touching it. If it just was the one that clips that you get with those free kits or whatever, then that one would it'd suck because you would hear a bunch of noise. So you're not going to hear nothing like that even with that other stand because of the shock mount. So that's kind of what saves the day as far as that's concerned with that other one. But that's kind of how it works. I guess final questions here. Saying the Rode Wireless Go goes out great. Yeah, I did a test. I went to this church parking lot and botched that footage too. Wrong picture profile, wrong white balance. The white balance was still set for in here versus at least me putting it in automatic because I was rushing again. And so I need to redo that. Or I'm thinking just to make it in black and white, and that's probably what I'm going to do. But yeah, I tested it and just like walking, and that road, it's like nothing around. So it's like, you can't go to a conference if, conferences come back when they come back normally. You're not going someplace with a bunch of other frequencies or whatever. It's like if nothing's already around, and I've had this happen in small gatherings with the Rode since I have bought it. And just like putting it in different environments and stuff like that. If you're like this, it's fine. But I've had it cut out just even still being close in the same room and you're not far ways away. Even just standing off to the side of it, to the right of it, of the camera, just like it's bizarre. The Comica, no issues. Forward facing, backward facing, off to the side, no issues. I'm like, the hell with the Rode then. So I'm just going to give me another transmitter for the Comica. I'm going to leave the Rode alone. I'll probably keep it as a backup or something like that or whatever, but there's kind of no point to it now. So I thought the Purple Panda was just for cell phones. No. What you need to do, and what comes with the cable anyway, most people don't get this, and it's not really well explained online as well either. It's a difference between TRS, tip ring sleeve, and TRRS, which is tip ring sleeve. Anytime you see a lapel and it has 3 rings, this goes into your phone or it goes straight into your computer. Anytime you have an adapter or something like this or a cable like this where you have 2 tip ring sleeve, this goes into your audio recorders. This end goes into your cameras. That's why they give you these adapters so you can connect them, and then you take and put this into your camera or recorder or whatever, and you can use the lapel microphone. So you get dual purpose out of it. It's just a matter of making sure that you know the difference. So 3 black bands, it's going to go into your computer. It's going to go into your phone. 2 black bands, it's going to go into your audio recorders. It's going to go into your camera. Saying that's messed up. It's not cheap either. The pop voice? Oh, you're talking about the Rode. Oh, I was about to say pop voice hella cheap, but that's the Rode. That's the Rode Wireless Go. But that's the thing though. It was smart. It was a smart idea. It was a brilliant idea for what they came out with for the Rode Wireless Goes. And you don't think anything about it. And it was what everybody wanted in the size that everybody wanted. It was just missing a few things. I think Rode missed the mark when they came out with the Rode Wireless Goes White instead of dropping the Rode Wireless Goes 2.0, because you have brands like the Comica Boom XD that literally added every single thing that we wanted, which was a headphone jack, because most cameras like the ZV-1, you now getting a microphone jack and a point and shoot camera. Cameras like the M50 or the A6400, you have a microphone input, but you can't hear the audio. And if you're rushing, or like how I would do videos, planning out the video, this, that, or whatever, come home from work, sit down to record, you can't test the audio, or you got to do a clip, stop, bring it into editing, and this, that, or whatever, versus just being able to plug the headphones in and listen to it and see. Obviously, you have to do that, and like I did today, but it's just like the simple things like that help with the efficiencies for the solo content creator or the entrepreneur that doesn't have a lot of time. So they shouldn't have come out with the Rode Wireless white ones, or still come out with the white ones, but make it the 2.0 version that's black and white, that has the headphone jack, that is not just a low, medium, high audio levels, but lets you increase it. Like you can go from 0 decibels up to 12 decibels. So again, the audio is better. You can do mono or stereo. So you know what I'm saying? It's so many. It's a brilliant device with Comic, and Comica came out right with it. So it's been some time now. I hope Rode drops whatever they drop, but at this point, it's kind of like for the same price, I get 2 transmitters, have me and a guest, or me and somebody else I'm interviewing, and then have the one device going into the camera, split the audios so I can have both individual tracks for each person and listen to it, and have incremental controls for the audio. And it holds up better than, even though they're on the same 2.4 gigahertz frequency, and still have all of that, efficiencies and stuff like that. He's like, what are we talking about? So, saying I must have misread the listing on the Purple Panda. Yeah, they give you an adapter, even with the Purple Panda. They give you a lot. They just keep bumping the price to like $30. It's just like, no. It's like $7 and $10 lapel microphones, and all y'all ordering from Alibaba, changing the name and private labeling it. So it's just like, I haven't had a dropping issue with the Rode, but for mine, the battery indication for the transmitter stopped working. So if I use it, I have no idea how much battery I have left. That sucks. Really, really sucks. And so, Salman saying, I just wanted to say thank you. I have watched a lot of your videos. You are helpful. Well, I'm glad that it was a lot of help for you. So I'm gonna leave the editing bits here. And like I said, I'll leave this video live and available for a little while. Hope you guys enjoyed it. For those that watch, whether you're live on the replay, if you stuck around this long, I hope you got some value out of the video. Otherwise, guys, with a passion, I'll see you in the next video.